Ric Flair, the real World Heavyweight Champion. You know, folks, the optional word here is real. See, Roddy Piper, you don't dye his hair blonde. Platinum blonde, like Boobsy and Ric Flair. Real! Real's the optional word here. Roddy Piper wears a kilt. Why does he wear a kilt? Been playing the bagpipe since I've been 5. Everybody knows that, Ric Flair. You know why? Because it's real! Real is the optional word. I have not come here to beat you. I am coming to beat you up, Flair. There's a big difference now. Real! Since I've been 13 years old, nobody wanted me. I'm used to that. Real! Fancy feathered rose. By the time I get through with you, I'll have plucked them feathers. But you'll think I'm Houdini. This chair's for Flair.
Hot Rod, Roddy Piper, determined to end Ric Flair's career right here in Boston. They meet 2 weeks from this Sunday night, November 10th, when it all starts at 7:30 p.m. at the Boston Garden.
Wrestling fans, are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! This contest is scheduled for one fall. About to come down the aisle, your hosts, Doug Myers and Tim Utter. It's the Matt Marks Podcast.
Welcome, everybody, to the Mad Marks Podcast. I am one of half of your hosts, or one of two hosts, something like that. I'm Doug by Harris.
Something like that, right?
Something like that. I'm Doug by Harris. It's my partner, Tim Cutter. I like to call him Tim the Turd Cutter. Sometimes that would be his
Yeah,
wrestling name, I think.
It happens. They're just throwing dookie at everybody.
Is that
That's my.
did they ever call you that in high school at all?
Yeah. Every now and again, I was like, "Oh, turd cutter," and I was like, "Oh, it's fucking hilarious."
Yeah, look at me thinking I'm
But
all
I think
original.
because South Park came out, when I was in high school, the Timmy and the Lords of Underworld fucking episode. So
Oh,
it was a lot of it was Timmy, that sort of thing.
oh yeah, I got
So
you.
I dealt with that more than making some goofy reference to my last name. But when we were having kids, we were always joking about, like, we're gonna name our kid Pizza, or we're gonna name him Cookie. Pizza Cutter, Cookie Cutter.
Gotcha.
So anyways, now on the real stuff and not just us rambling about dumb shit.
Yeah.
Double or Nothing weekend in Las Vegas.
Yeah, it sure is. The show should come out probably, I don't know, the
Morning
day
of or
before
something.
or the day of.
Yeah, right.
Did
No
you
big
watch
deal.
Rampage tonight at all?
No, I did not watch Rampage because it had an early West Coast showtime because of the NHL playoffs. But I did obviously read them real briefly, since I haven't turned on the DVR yet. But I will probably end up watching it tomorrow morning after we get up. But yeah, so the only real significant things that came, well, actually there's a couple significant things that came from Rampage. We now know who the final female is in the Owen Cup, with Ruby Soho beating Chris Statlander. And then they added another match that I was speculating in some way, shape, or form, with American Top Team Paige Van Zant, Scorpio Sky, and Ethan Page versus Sammy Guevara, Frankie Kazarian, and Ty Conti. They added that intergender trios match.
Boy, I'll be looking forward to that.
I think in ring it's going to be. I mean, the build's been kind of, it's been okay. It's been, the Sammy and Ty making out stuff. I don't know. Sometimes it makes folks uncomfortable. but I think it's in ring. It's going to be a great fucking match. I think the six of them will end up killing it. But yeah, the build has just been kind of whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I like whatever the fuck what is that dude's name? I always get him.
Dan Lambert.
Yeah, Dan Lambert. I always get him and the dude that rolls with Kenny mixed up.
Oh, Callis. Yeah.
Yeah,
Callis.
I'm running on empty right now, so my fucking I can't. But yeah. Anyways, so
yeah.
But yeah, no, I do like that dude. He's fucking pretty rad, but I don't think he's got any business. They've turned him to a face, kind of, which is weird. That's the weirdest thing about this whole thing, and this is just like one of my biggest problems with AEW is like they just kind of like decide to do shit, and then it's
there
like,
is a lot of like that
they like expect they didn't
no real
like,
rhyme or reason. Yeah,
no,
right.
they really didn't do anything to make Sammy Guevara turn heel or them turn face, and then they put them in a match together and like are basically like we're switching roles.
They kind of did, but they didn't do a super great job. I think with Sammy and Ty, where they kind of
yeah, I mean Sammy was getting some natural heat just because he was being an arrogant prick, but he still wasn't quite
right.
So I mean, I don't know. I thought it was kind of piss poorly done, and it's kind of a waste of Dan
Lambert.
Yeah. That guy's got
like
no
I said,
business being a face right now. He's just getting it going as a heel, you know?
Right. So yeah, I guess you just want to kind of go down the card and get your take on things.
Yeah, man, let's go for it.
Okay, so our opening bout on the buy-in is going to be Hookhausen, aka Danhausen and Hook, versus Tony Nese and Smart Mark Sterling. You know, the little representative for Jade and Tony Nese.
Yeah.
So, I think just, regardless of how the match even goes, Hook and Danhausen are so over that it's just, yeah, it's. I think I have a feeling it'll probably be a squash with them beating the shit out of those guys. But those two dudes are very, very over. So it's a nice little opening match to the pay-per-view. I think just for the crowd reaction.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And then Hook and Danhausen are kind of up and comers, I guess. Tony Nese, I don't know. I really hope they I don't know. For me, I have real mixed feelings with what they're doing with Danhausen. You know, I don't really, I don't know. I don't fucking like the fact that they build it up and then they just had Tony Nese squash it. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know what, I don't know. I guess this is probably, I feel like they're doing this to save, kind of save face because they put a lot of time and effort into Danhausen and Hook. So having them feud right out the gate would be like pointless, in my opinion. And I've actually been watching some stuff with Danhausen, and he can kind of go. So I kind of want to see him use him, you know.
Yeah, I'm hoping he actually gets to wrestle. I mean,
because
the squash with Tony Nese was like, oh well, that's what his debut was. That's really a bust.
Yeah, it kind of pissed me off, to be honest.
I know, right?
But at the same time, I'm like, well, if they're not, maybe they're not going to use him like that just yet because maybe he is like so face. There's been times where he hasn't really been face. He's been kind of like a shit and kind of cheating, kind of a heel.
Yeah. There was early in that version or this version of Danhausen that he was much more, because I just got done listening to his podcast or him on the AEW podcast because I'm a few weeks behind, and they touch base on the older Danhausen character that was a little bit more evil and a lot less nice. So now he's more very nice as he is very evil currently. That's kind of what he was saying. But he's like, basically was saying, in character, he's like, I'm willing to be evil if the situation, arises essentially, in goofy Danhausen talk. But he basically said, if I need to get evil, I'll get evil. But right now I'm very nice and I just want all the monies.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, I do.
He's
Really love
he's
Dan.
he's selling so much fucking merch right now. Just that, like I said, that dude is just so over. It's
Yeah,
kinda
no, I
nuts.
mean, the next time I buy a wrestling shirt, I'll probably buy a Danhausen shirt.
Right. Okay, so
Some of
then
the
we'll
bootlegs are
move.
better than the ones the AEW are selling, though.
Right.
There's
Yeah,
one that's
better,
got
right?
like the Danzig logo and him with the Dan.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, him, but it says Danhausen on it. But
No,
it's the
really.
Danzig logo with his face on it. That's
I always wanted. Janela made the same shirt that it was the Danzig thing, but it had like the obnoxious fucking pit viper glasses
hey. Let's touch on
on a
Janela
Joey.
real quick before.
Yeah. Before we go any further.
Jesus, like I wonder how he's doing on the indie scene because I don't feel like he's doing
He
for shit.
no, he's whether he's feeding everybody a line of shit or not, he says he basically is doing the same, if not better, on the indies.
Yeah,
Financially at least. And he's getting a little bit more freedom to do what he's got to do, and he's the epitome of a backyarder. And
I don't ever see him advertised for shit that's relevant at all.
it's only GCW or it's him advertising his own shit.
I mean, I guess he probably would do pretty well at GCW.
Yeah, he wrestles for those guys all the time. I think
And he likes to do that shit. So I mean,
yeah, him and Brett Laurendale or whatever the fucking GCW owner's name is. They're buddies. They go way back, kind of thing.
Yeah, they're kind of are they a non-contract company though? Like,
yeah, they are non-contract.
okay, I got you. Anyways, let's. I guess we could keep going.
I bet you. Sorry, we're getting sidetracked by fireworks in the distance. I think it's the baseball game just finished. So now the dog's all freaked out and barking at the fireworks. So, anyways, you there? Did you freeze?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. I thought you weren't moving.
Oh,
What the hell were we just talking about? I just got sidetracked.
we're on the second match for.
Oh yeah. So the second match really had zero build. I think something happened like briefly on Wednesday, and it was Jade Cargill and Anna Jay for the TBS title. Like I said, that had zero build.
That's good.
Like,
Great.
oh,
Way to add
you're
that.
attacking my friend, and then it's like, oh, I'm gonna come out and make the save, and it's like, oh, now Tony Khan said we should have a match for the title.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, that one's like I said. When I was telling you, I'm excited for everything except for about two matches. Yeah, that one with no build, that was one of the matches.
I'm never really excited to see Jade and shit, to be honest, except a pair of shorty shorts.
Yeah, she's easy on the eyes, but she's still kind of meh in the ring.
Yeah, I mean she's pretty hot chick, but yeah,
Yeah,
not all that. I mean she's okay on the mic. I mean she can get pretty sad,
she's getting better. That's for dang sure.
but she's pretty shitty in the ring.
Right.
Yeah,
Kind of whatever. I think Jade's gonna retain. I don't know why Anna would even beat her. So that's kind of the way I would book it. There's no real point other than just getting her on the card because it's their equivalent to WrestleMania is Double or Nothing because it was their very first show, just like way back in the day for WrestleMania's first quote unquote pay-per-view or WWE's first pay-per-view. So anyways, moving on to match 3, we got House of Black versus Death Triangle.
okay. I mean, I don't know. I think they need to make Pac join House of Black.
Yeah, I could see that.
I think he'd fit in great there. I do. I mean, I feel like, yeah, that would be a good role for him. And it would be a good way to put the Lucha Bros or whatever the fuck back out and
in just tag team realm.
yeah.
And
because
unless they're
Death Triangle's never fit for me. It's never made sense.
No, it never made sense. Yeah.
That's been a faction that's went on way too long and they're underusing Pac. If they really wanted to do something with House of Black, you get Brody and fucking
Buddy or Malachi.
Buddy.
Get
them with some kind of tag team belts. Now they have like 4 running around. And then you get Malachi with
In the world title mix.
Yep, and then you get Pac in the TNT title mix. That's how I would book that if they're gonna do something and make them relevant. Or I mean, I guess you could just put Pac back in singles, but I mean, I think Death Triangle needs to break up. I think they're under. It's holding all three of those guys back and just kind of giving them something to do right now, I guess.
Yeah, I 100% agree that it's just a spot filler, but I think the match itself is going to be entertaining as shit.
Pac is so good.
But
it should be pretty good. I think it will be really good.
Yeah,
I don't know how to feel about. I don't know. Sometimes fucking House of Black is just corny to me, though. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. I'm kind of mad about a lot of shit right now with AEW.
No, I get it. I mean, if it's not like jumping off the meter for you, and I get it why it's not why it's not doing anything for you.
Well, to be completely honest with everybody too, like I've been super busy, so I haven't been following as close as somebody who does a wrestling podcast should. Really, I've been listening to Corny and reading the fucking
dirt sheet stuff.
Yeah, and then watching shit that they show on. Sometimes I feel like it's kind of pointless to even turn it on because you see most of the shit on Facebook before you even turn the goddamn show on.
Right.
But then again, I feel like I do miss like little things that would make me like be like, wow, that was cool. They don't show, So
right.
But I just get home after working. I don't feel like fucking watching. It's like,
yeah, no, I get it. It's tough to dedicate more time after you.
And Cornette's like the worst person to listen to get an opinion that's not biased. Because like,
yeah, right.
I mean, he's got a lot of good insight and a lot of good fucking feedback and a lot of cool shit. But you gotta love
setting his ways and
you gotta love the old school style of wrestling to really get on board with everything he says. Because there's a lot of shit that he doesn't like House of Black, and I kind of am on the fence. So, but when I hear his input on it, I'm just like, and I haven't actually watched it, I feel like I become more biased that way because I'm kind of on the fence and I'm hearing his take of it,
right,
instead of just watching it myself,
right.
So,
and I get that.
And then, but yeah, I mean, there's some stuff I like, but, I just haven't followed it that close, Stop. I guess I don't feel invested.
Yeah, I get that. So then we move on to match 4, which is a match that I think people wanted to see a while ago, but now we're finally getting in an AEW ring. The Hardys versus the Young Bucks. I was 5 years ago, 5 to 3 years ago, I wanted to see that match. Right now, I'm like, I mean, I want to see it because I think it'll be good, but it's like it doesn't do anything for me, as
Well, the build could have been a little better, and I think it could have made it a little more relevant. But
right,
I actually I think they might surprise people because I think they both wanted, or all 4 of them have wanted this match for a while.
On a bigger stage, which, like I said, I 100% agree, but I think it would have been a better match 3 to 5 years ago. But yeah. I could be wrong. Maybe they're going to tear the house down and we're going to see something, we're going to see vintage Hardys, vintage Bucks, but like it's going to be smooth and entertaining and,
Yeah, I mean, I really think it. I don't think it's going to be quite the stinker that, and that's coming from me,
right?
Because I actually have seen a bit of that, and it was the best fucking promo or best like thing that I've seen either one of them do in a long time. Just their bantering and their back and forth, just the story build. But I wish they would have taken a little more time to let it sizzle and get dirty with it.
And this is probably to AEW's discredit that they do a handful of extra shit on BTE that not everybody watches BTE, so they don't see, because there was a lot of Hardy Young Buck stuff on BTE the last couple of weeks, and that was also helping with the build. And only
they need to fucking put that shit on
super marks. The super marks are the only ones that really know what the hell's going on.
Well, I mean, you know what? All of the storylines in AEW, except maybe 1 or 2, are missing, is making shit personal. You know, that's what gets people fucking invested.
Right.
You know, nobody's gonna like, oh boy, they came out tonight on Rampage dressed like the Bucks came out dressed as the Hardys. Oh my god, how personal.
All right.
You know, no, like show up at the fucking Hardy fucking, you know, show up at the
At the
Hardy fucking
compound.
place. Yeah, and fuck with their kids or something. Break
Yeah,
their
right.
fucking windows out. Fucking let's get some Bucks, real heel shit. None of this golfer fucking weekend looking horse
Yes.
shit. Bring the
Spray,
fucking
you know,
good heels back. That's goddamn like that's what pisses me off about the Young Bucks.
smash up the car and spray YB all over it, and shit like that. Yeah, and I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah, do something, you know. Like just yeah, make it fucking personal, you know.
Right.
Like this
right.
the shit with the build with, and we'll get to this in a minute, but the build with Punk and Page, while it was kind of done weird, but they made it fucking personal in a way.
On Wednesday they did. On Wednesday they definitely did.
And you can feel it building. I mean, it was kind of stupid them just like looking at each other every fucking week, though, for a minute, you know.
Using each other's finish, like I guess there's that good back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh, you used my finish last week. Well, guess what? I'm using your finish this week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, well, but yeah, I'm kind of actually looking forward to that. I mean, I'll probably be disappointed as shit, but that's kind of weird how I am with those things, though, because
yeah,
I honestly, I think what made me like kind of get into it wasn't even a thought in my head for some reason. When I saw, I mean, I've been kind of like I just don't give a shit about the Hardys or the Bucks. At the moment, I mean, the Bucks might still have some gas in the tank, but the Hardys, I'm just over. And
yeah, they've been doing it. They've been doing it a long time.
Yeah, and they've done great, but it's like for me, Matt Hardy's been so fucking stale as shit in AEW. And then aside from a few shit when he was, before he became money, Matt Hardy.
No, when he was the deity, I can't remember which deity he was, but Broken Matt.
Yeah, Broken Matt. There we go.
Damascus, whatever.
Yeah, and then Jeff, I don't know, man. It's just he's still just such a fucking crapshoot kind of, like he fucking, you don't know which Jeff you're gonna get. And I know we touched base on this a bit, like, but he's still just kind of a shit show. You don't know what he's gonna do. Like he's not, I don't know. I wouldn't, if I owned a wrestling company, I wouldn't fucking ever book Jeff Hardy until he was like sober for like fucking 10 years, which by then he's gonna be like 70.
Yeah, right.
Because he's just like, and I don't know. I would have fired.
Maybe he drew something up in his contract if he has a lapse or whatever. He's suspended for 30 days. If he has another lapse, he's terminated or whatever. I don't know.
Maybe I don't know, but I just never stopped him from fucking up before.
No, I realize that, but I think a lot of it why he did what he did at WWE is because he wanted to end his career with his brother, because they keep talking about on this last ride, this final tour of belts or whatever the hell they were calling it, yada yada yada. I wanted to do this with my brother, this and that they were saying.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I imagine that their sun is setting. So I hope they're which is kind of weird because it kind of feels like the Young Bucks sun setting too, and they're like much younger.
Not much younger. Like I was looking at it. So Matt is 37, 38. So he's getting not a young man anymore. So they're getting up there a little bit. Nick's I think 4 years younger, so he's in his early to mid 30s as well. So, and they look a step slower. There's no denying that. But we shall see.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it'll be all right though. Anyways, what's the next match?
So then we got the Anarchy in the Arena, the JAS versus Kingston, Santana and Ortiz, and Daniel Bryan and Moxley of the Blackpool Combat Club. I'm a wizard. Shooting fireballs at everybody.
Dude, this JAS shit is stupid.
I know. I don't get it.
I don't get
really
any of
don't
those
get
guys except Jericho, and he looks better than he has in years. Like, use him to do something good.
Jericho and Matt Menard are the best thing of that group right now. Like Matt Menard who was Matt Lee, formerly of 2.0, the chubbier one with the kind of short
He kind of looks
ponytail.
like he belongs in the gun club.
Yeah, right, a little bit. But I was like, like he is very, very entertaining on the mic. I mean, so is
Hold on,
Angelo
keep
Parker,
talking,
too.
man. I'll be back in just a sec. I'm not going far. I can hear you. I just gotta stir my chicken.
Got it. I was gonna say, the JAS is just kind of a weird mashup. I don't really understand, the whole sports entertainer thing that they tried for a couple weeks, and they kind of have drifted a little bit away from that. And now they got this Jericho throwing fireballs at people, and he's a wizard stuff. And it's a weird dynamic for a group. Like the Inner Circle made way more sense than the Jericho Appreciation Society does. So, but we shall see. I think it's going to be, if it does become a cinematic match, which no, I don't think it will be a cinematic match. I think it'll actually be just a 10-man in the arena. I think it'll be entertaining because they'll probably, they'll get freedom to go wherever the hell they want. So they'll go backstage and in the suites and, maybe, in some bar somewhere, and maybe they'll make it into the casino at the MGM Grand. And I think it's going to be just a very entertaining match, just like most the 10-man matches like this have been in the past. The Stadium Stampedes and all that have been, and Blood and Guts have all been very entertaining. Yes, Blood and Guts had a shitty finish with you could see Jericho falling into the foam, and it was kind of a shitty camera angle and just looked like trash, but it was still an entertaining match up until that point.
Yeah. I thought that last one was absolute fucking garbage, but
the second Stadium Stampede?
No, was that the one where the bullshit finish with MJF?
Oh no, that was Blood and Guts, where he pushed Jericho off the top of the cage.
That was dumb.
Yeah, that
Stadium Stampede.
The match was good. The finish was garbage.
Yeah. The Stadium Stampede match was probably my favorite thing to come out of COVID wrestling.
Right.
It really was. So, I mean, we'll see, man. I just kind of hate the fucking JAS.
It's a weird mashup of I think the guys would all work. The five would work together fine as a faction. It's just the JAS, the concept that is very bizarre. Like, I don't really get what they are. It's like, we appreciate Jericho. We don't appreciate you guys, but you guys don't get to appreciate Jericho. Only the four of us get to appreciate Jericho. It's kind of like, that's kind of how it's being built. And I'm just like, this is so doesn't make sense to me. It's very much a head scratcher of what exactly this group is.
Yeah, that's kind of my thing.
I think they're entertaining when they talk. I just don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know, it's not Jericho's best work. He looks great.
No, he looks great. And I think the fireball wizard thing is so fucking stupid that it's great at the same time.
I don't know. Yeah. I think
it's purely just
like
I'm a wizard. No, it's very stupid, but it's I'm a wizard. It's like I pop for that every single fucking time he says it.
I don't know, man. I just fucking
like, if he comes out with a wizard shirt, I'm probably gonna get it if he hasn't already.
Yeah, you're that kind of fan. Which
I am. Like, I pop for the dumb shit because it puts a smile on my face. If it puts a smile on my face, I'm like,
I don't know. I pop for some of it. I do really pop for some of it, and
right.
I do love me some good Danhausen comedy, Have
you listened to him on the AEW podcast?
Yeah, I haven't listened lately though, but God, he's hilarious.
He keeps Aubrey and Tony like just fucking dying the whole time. He's so quick and witty. He just keeps him. You can hear him the whole fucking time, just like laughing in the background of the whole thing.
I'll have to check it out.
It's a pretty good. It's only like 40 minutes. It's not a very long listen, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, I've listened a couple times. I also like his shit. His YouTube channels. I think his YouTube channel is better than being the elite. I watch it more. I
Yeah,
haven't watched it lately, but I watch it more.
yeah. I mean, BTE just got it's been around for 5 years or whatever now. So I think that's the only thing where it's like I just stay tuned just because like what other added storyline stuff is going to be on BTE. But I also watch Ethan Page's toy vlog, and I also watch freaking the Dan Housen vlog, and every now and again I'll catch Sammy's vlog. So I'm like spending a lot of time watching everybody's YouTube stuff.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I mean, it might be a good match. It might be a shit though, too. You know.
I I think they're all gonna end up beating the shit out of each other. I think it's gonna be fucking great. That's 10 dudes in there. Even I mean Jericho's, a shoot decent fucking, a shoot decent fighter. Like he's scrapped with fucking, didn't he scrap with Brock and he scrapped with fucking Goldberg at one point in time when he was in WWE?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like that dude.
I don't think he actually scrapped with Brock. I think he tried to. Because it was when Brock fucking split Randy open. Jericho got pissed because he thought he thought he did it on purpose, but Randy, I guess, wanted
wanted there to be color.
Yeah, and so I guess like that kind of got nobody'd really tell Jericho what was going on because he was acting like a lunatic, from what I understand.
Right.
And then fucking
He's
Brock, I guess, got into his
sticking
face.
up for one of his boys or whatever. I get that.
But I guess like Brock got into Jericho's face and told him to either hit him or kiss him or shut the fuck up. Something like that. Either hit me or kiss me or shut the fuck up.
That's funny.
That was intense to watch, man. I haven't thought about that in years. That was fucked. They split, but dude, Randy that was the worst.
Yeah, he was
in a long time.
He was gushing pretty good.
What's next?
Okay, so then we got match number 6 on the card. I don't know if this is actual card order, but this is the way it is on Wikipedia. So we got MJF versus Wardlow. If Wardlow wins, he's granted an AEW contract. Obviously, if MJF wins, Wardlow is banned from ever having an AEW contract.
Great build. Wardlow looks and sounds great.
He's killing it with no entrance music, just the crowd chanting Wardlow, and like that's
like Goldberg.
Exactly like Goldberg, but and he just walks out to that with no music.
Wardlow's a guy too, and I love him because he came kind of from nowhere. And he is an AEW guy, and he Khan or whoever found him, and he's just good. A lot of these guys that they've got a past, really, and Wardlow doesn't have much of one. I'm sure you can find something because he's built to be a wrestler.
Yeah, I've seen some of his indie stuff.
And what's amazed me too is that I just assumed he wouldn't be able to carry a storyline or talk for shit, but he's pretty goddamn good. I think Wardlow's a future champ without a fucking doubt.
Oh, I think you would have to. I think if he beats MJF, I think do you have him? Maybe he feuds with Samoa Joe or Adam Cole, and the winner of that then goes after whoever the new champ would be.
I mean, they should let him simmer for a minute. Let Punk, because I mean we'll get into that in a minute, but
I mean, it doesn't have to be boom, 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 boom.
No, but give him a belt quick. Give him a TNT. There's lots of belts now. Shit, give him the fucking ROH belt.
I think Tony. They had conference calls today, and Tony said basically they're going to operate as 2 different companies.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like it's not happening, but we'll see.
It's a slow move because, like I said, he did address it in the press conference today that it's going to operate as 2 different companies, but he didn't really tell everybody when things were going to get rolling though.
Okay. Well, anyways, but yeah, I've been looking forward to this. I mean, I don't honestly think the match is going to be anything to write home about because MJF isn't great in the ring. He's good for what he is. He's like a Flair style guy.
Yeah, he needs to be that dirty cowardice heel.
Yeah.
If he just
for what he
plays
is.
that role, yeah, I mean he can wrestle a little bit, but if he just plays the dirty heel that cheats and does that, I mean,
It's gonna be a
he
lot
can
of
do that gimmick
MJF
forever.
running from fucking Wardlow. Wardlow finally gets his up and comings. Wardlow
Right.
pulls off one big move to wow the crowd because he's agile as fuck too.
Yeah, he hits a fucking senton or swanton, whatever.
Yeah,
you
didn't
want
he?
to
I
call
was
it.
gonna say hit the Swanton in that match, right?
Better than Jeff.
That's one, dude. That's one I should go back and watch because I've literally only seen him standing on top of the cage. Was the match with him and
Cody.
yeah, no, not Cody, but him and wasn't the
Sean Spears.
yeah, wasn't the one of Sean Spears in the cage too?
Yeah.
But yeah, that one's I've just been looking forward to this forever.
Yeah,
They did great too because they've been toying with doing this. But I thought for a minute they were going to do it, and I was going to be pissed because it was way too early. I was like, "Yeah, let this shit simmer," and they did.
Right.
This is one I'm really happy
a very
with.
good build.
Yep, this is what I'm really happy with. They really let it fucking simmer the way they should have, and fuck. I mean, even what might even be good is if they let MJF beat him somehow, and then they figure out a way to bring more.
Still get him a contract or whatever.
Yeah. Maybe Tony Khan is like, fuck it, I don't care.
Right.
Now that he's fired, and now that he's officially fired from you, I can sign whoever the fuck I want because this is my company.
Well, it does say in the stipulations if MJF wins, Wardlow will be permanently banned from signing with AEW.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the verbiage in the
okay. So it's probably going to be
contract or whatever.
Probably going to be that Wardlow wins. I would bet then.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you'd be like, no, you're gonna fucking throw this away and then have to figure out a new way to get him in the company,
So, speaking of MJF, have you been reading? Did I send you anything? Or there's been apparently rumors that he's not happy there, but I don't know if it's a work or not because
it feels like a work, and if anything, it's him just adding fuel to the fire for if it is like legit. He's asking, making this a real bidding war.
Well, the thing that makes I know that WWE's interested in him.
Right.
And Cody's there now. And him and Cody are legit friends in real life.
Right.
So if Cody left unhappy, MJF might be unhappy because they are legit friends in real life. We got less than a minute on this video. So, but anyways, we'll wrap that up. Pretty stoked. Looking forward to that. We'll come back and we'll finish it off. And then, but yeah, just use the same link to come back and I'll fire it back up. All right. What's next on the list?
So next on the list is the ladies final for the Owen Hart Cup. We have Dr. Britt Baker, DMD versus Ruby Soho.
Okay. Honest, Jesus Christ, there's fireworks going on here. Can you hear them?
I heard a boom. Yeah.
It's either that or there's some gunshots going off, but yeah. Honestly, I haven't really followed much of the Owen Hart shit. I really don't like how it was put together. They should have built it a little more like King of the Ring, where they showed the bracket and really built the bracket up, and then you can kind of watch. Like, it was just kind of hard to follow. I felt like
they had all the qualifier stuff, and I think that was what made it confusing. If they would have just gone straight into this is what the bracket is, this is the eight ladies that are in it, and then gone from there, I think it would have been a little bit, not so much entertaining, but a little bit easier to follow. But the qualifiers, I think, kind of confuse the shit out of people a little bit.
Yeah, I really think that's what's going on with it. Like, they should just not do the qualifiers next year and maybe put a couple wild cards in there and just be like, look, there's enough wrestlers to be like, hey, nobody should have to qualify. Really, just throw it in there. You just throw some squash matches in there that are going to be shit.
Right.
And another thing too, like, I hate AEW wastes a lot of shit. They kind of like when they have these kind of tournaments, they put like barn burners right out the gate, And then it's like, okay, you get that done, and then there's like a bunch of like kind of meh matches to fucking come, you know.
Right.
Like me, I don't know. I feel like they need a little work on their tournaments.
I get that.
And especially if they're going to be using Owen Hart's name, you know.
Right.
It really kind of bums me out that Brett signed that contract with WWE too.
That he couldn't be there, or him and Martha, handing the cup to the ladies, and Brett.
If you want me to be honest, I was kind of hoping Brett would go over there and sway Natty to go over there.
Yeah.
I know we talked a little bit about that, and you were kind of like, I don't know, you felt kind of Natty wouldn't really offer much to it. But I really do feel like Natty.
I don't think she would bring viewers, is what I
feel like she could offer a whole hell of a lot to that women's locker room.
I think she offers much in the wrestling capacity. I just don't think she brings over viewers. I don't think she like converts any WWE loyalists to, or even Natty loyalists. I don't know if their Natty loyalists even exist, but I don't think she moves.
I'm a Natty loyalist. I'm a fucking Natty loyalist. She's one of the only wrestlers I follow on Instagram. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I wonder why. Only on Instagram, be like, I don't care about her Twitter. Be like, she's just typing stuff. Instagram, there's pictures.
Yeah, I fucking love Natty, man.
She definitely is got the curves in all the right places. That's for sure.
Yeah, she's hot, man.
Yeah. Okay, so next match, we got Samoa Joe versus Adam Cole for the men's final of the Owen Hart Cup, and then Sanjay Dutt, Jay Lethal, and Satnam Singh are all barred from ringside.
Okay. I see that
being just a fucking killer match. The build is kind of a tough build because it's a tournament, it's King of the Ring. There's not really much of a build.
I've been seeing a lot of shades of old Samoa Joe.
Right.
Unfortunately, I haven't seen a lot of shades of good Adam Cole in AEW, but I've been seeing some shades of good Samoa Joe.
Right.
Is he still the TV? He must still be the television.
Yeah, he's still the Ring of Honor TV champ. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man. That should be pretty good, though. I mean, I hope we see some. I don't know. I just have been really unimpressed with Adam Page, or not Adam Page, but Adam Cole.
Adam Cole. Yeah.
I really love Adam Cole in NXT, man, but I feel like he just I don't feel like he gives a shit there. I just don't feel like he gives a fuck, man. And I don't know what they're missing that he didn't have. Like maybe Triple H, dude. Like maybe he needs that fucking guidance because he was so much fucking better in NXT than he is in fucking AEW, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean it's just kind of a weird.
And same with Red Dragon. I see a little bit more Kyle O'Reilly, which I like, but other than that, I just have not been impressed with the Undisputed Era over there. Whatever.
Undisputed Elite now.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll move on from that. Speaking of Kyle O'Reilly, we got Kyle O'Reilly versus Darby Allin.
That should be good.
Which
I didn't even know that was
a killer.
I didn't even know that was a match. How the fuck that come?
Yeah, they added that match on Wednesday.
Huh. That's another one that probably could have had some great build to it. But
yeah,
maybe this will lead to a good feud with them. All with Darby and Sting and
Stinger apparently is hurt in some way, shape, or form. I don't know what specifically, but they pulled him from FanFest, and I don't think he even traveled to Vegas.
Ah, shit. Like who didn't see that fucking coming?
Yeah, right.
But at least I mean, I guess they did like a big. Did he wait a minute though? They did a big thing not long ago where he did a speech in the middle of the ring with Tony Khan, where Tony Khan thanked him and gave him the mic, and Sting thanked Tony Khan for letting him go out on his own terms. So it almost felt like a retirement speech, but maybe not though.
I didn't see that.
Honestly too, man, I used to like really hate Sting and Darby together, but it's kind of grown on me.
Well, Sting isn't taking he's not taking the spotlight, and I think he's there for the stinger pop, and he's there to fucking back up his other loner buddy. But he's not taking the spotlight, so I think it's a great role for him.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that should maybe that'll be a good way to turn Darby heel too. I think that day should come pretty soon. But what do you do with Sting after that?
Yeah, right. Right.
Anyways, yeah, but that'll be good. I mean, that's
right.
That's a good match. I'm looking forward to that now that I even know it exists.
You're right. And then we already touched on earlier the American Top Team versus Sammy, Frankie, and Ty. But if American Top Team wins, Frankie and Sammy can never go after the TNT title ever again.
Huh.
So, yeah, I mean, I obviously see Sammy and Frankie and Ty winning that one. But, they did it with Cody, and Cody lost, so who fucking knows? And then we come to our last three matches of the night. We got the triple threat tag titles with Jurassic Express, Team Taz, and Keith Lee and Swerve. I personally think this is going to be the match of the night. I just have this feeling. I think it's going to be chaos. I don't know why, but I feel like this match is going to fucking kill.
I am not excited for this match. Fucking
really?
All. Not at fucking all.
That sucks because I think it's going to be the best. I mean, I guess I have such high hopes.
I mean,
I think it's going to be the best.
They need to give Team Taz the fucking belts if they're going to give anybody the belts. So I'm tired of Jurassic Express. They need to do something with Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy needs to be the TNT champion soon. I think he's good, and they're underusing him. I've not been happy with their title run at all. Yeah, I don't know. I love Team Taz though; they're underused too. So, I mean, hopefully, that works. A good thing to do it to be, what kind of? I feel like Hook isn't a part of Team Taz anymore, which is weird.
Well, at least for the last couple of weeks when he's been doing the Danhausen stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, for a while, it's been like that if you really think about it. But they
kind of split it. They kind of split it up where it was like Hobbs and Starks were the tag team, and Hook is kind of off doing his. I'm going to do my judo thing or my mixed martial arts or whatever the hell you want to call it, and do my thing that way.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know. Well, I guess we shall see what comes from a lot of these matches this weekend. And then we got our ladies title with Thunder Rosa versus Serena Deeb. I think it's going to be a great match, but those have you caught any of their promo work?
No,
it's not.
I do.
Very good.
I've caught a little bit of Thunder Rosa's. I do like that they're utilizing Dustin as part of that.
Right. But I mean, just the girls cutting the promos themselves have been really like shaky. Like they're like.
Well, I think it kind of works for Thunder Rosa because she doesn't speak good English, so it's like that's okay for.
Yeah, I don't know. It just. I think they should just let the girls wrestle and not give them that much time on the mic. As horrible as that sounds.
They do invest a lot more time than they should into the women's league. I mean, it still hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
No, and I think, like I said, I think the wrestling is going to be good. The story and build has kind of been whatever.
There's 3 women that are good right now. There's Thunder Rosa, Ruby Soho, and fucking obviously Britt. So
right.
Yeah, I mean that's about it.
Right.
So it's good that I guess it's good Thunder was the one that beat Britt, but I almost feel like Britt should just still have the title.
I know you really feel that way, right?
Uh-huh.
And then we'll end things, or not end things, but we'll end the pay-per-view on the match that you seem to be very intrigued about after this last promo on Wednesday with Hangman Adam Page versus CM Punk for the AEW World Title.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Jesus Christ, I want to go shoot these motherfuckers that are firing these fireworks off. It's been like nonstop for like fuck. Now my goddamn house is shaking. It's getting fucking weird almost. I don't know.
Huh.
There's nothing here to bomb, so it's not Russia. Um,
Yeah, right.
but yeah, I mean, I actually kind of have mixed feelings about it. I think honestly, um, I really think that they're not impressed with Adam Page as the champ. And they're giving it to Punk to draw some fucking views and make the belt more relevant because Punk's real over. And
No, he's getting. I mean, he's getting a much bigger pop than Hangman is.
but let me tell you something, that's their fucking fault. They buried fucking Hangman. If they would have used the sauce that he had when they started that fucking company the way they should have, he should have been the goddamn champ out the gate.
Yes, he should have been. He should have been champ from day one.
I feel bad
he
for him because
he should have beat. Yeah,
I feel bad for him because they fucked him. It's like, oh, now he's got the title, but nobody cares because it's like they made him a drunk. They made him Kenny's bitch. They fucking made him all this. They made him lose. They made it, they've just made him, they made him part of the fucking Dark Order or whatever. They've just never done it. And then they're like, finally, like, okay, now it's time for your belt, and it's, oh, great, he won. And that was a good feud. And he's had some great matches. The shit with the program with Daniel Bryan was fucking great. But people just don't give a shit, because I don't know, and now they've got this thing where they're kind of turning him heel, which is another fucking thing that's weird. It's like that's I don't know. I just feel like they kind of give up.
Well, I think they're turning him heel-ish or whatever because I don't think that they can combat the crowd reaction for everybody, chanting CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. And I think they're like, well, we got to kind of do something because the fans are too behind Punk. So maybe we got to turn Hangman into this disgruntled, millennial cowboy or whatever.
Yeah. From Virginia.
Yeah, from Virginia. There's farms in Virginia.
Yeah, and coal mines. They should have made him like a coal miner, like a roughneck if they're going to do anything.
Right.
Not a cowboy,
Yeah. Where he's definitely got a New Mexico, Arizona, Texas, that kind of feel about him.
Yeah. Riding out on a horse and shit,
Right. Be like, that definitely doesn't scream Virginia, though.
They still could have, I mean, who's to say a hangman's got to be a cowboy, They could
Right.
Made him like an old outlaw, like fucking still done the same shtick, but
an old prospector.
Yeah.
I
think that's going to be a great match. I think it's going to be a great match. I think CM Punk is really. As long as he can. I was gonna say, as long as Punk can go, like we already know, Hangman can go in the ring. As long as Punk doesn't blow himself up, I think it'll be a great match, just like you were saying. I think Punk has really came a long way since he first stepped back in the ring. I think he's getting his swagger back. I think he's kind of had to learn how to be old and wrestle. Because he took a lot of time off. A lot of these guys that are old and have been old and wrestling have built their way into that, so that's kind of grown with them. Like Punk's had to adjust after 7 years off or something like that.
Mm-hmm,
it's almost a fucking decade.
Right.
It's almost a fucking decade of fucking not wrestling. And and the closest thing he had was MMA, and that's a completely different way of training. He had one occasion post WWE and before he joined AEW where he showed up under a mask. Yeah, I saw hit somebody with a GTS and then booked it. I don't even remember who it hit. Yeah, that was his only other wrestling thing. It's some show in Chicago or whatever the hell it was. Yeah, it was like a high school fucking show, and that was it. Yeah, did a real quick thing, and nobody even really knows if it was him or not. Everybody just assumes. Everybody assumed because it was the build and he hit the GTS, and everybody knew he was there. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I think who do you think they're gonna let Punk have it? Oh, I think he's too over with the crowd. I think to not give it to him. And like you said, Hangman's been kind of lackluster in that aspect. I don't know though, but maybe they throw a swerve and let it build a bit more. That might not be a bad idea, and it'd give Paige some more relevance. Maybe make Paige get a little meaner, play the heel role
Yeah.
without, um, you know, one
Hangman.
thing to do. You know, what would be one thing to do is have fucking Kenny come out and fucking help Paige cheat to win.
It's already been said that he's still recovering from his injuries, but didn't travel to Vegas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, unless that's a swerve too. But it said he didn't travel to Vegas because he just had another surgery like 3 weeks ago.
Fuck, man. I love Kenny.
Yeah, there's so many years wrestling in New Japan and stuff, getting all these herniated discs and been wrestling with him.
He's too young
he
to
finally
be fucked up, man. You know?
He's our age. I mean, he's in his late 30s. Yeah, he's 37, 38, something like that.
He should have came into his own a little younger than I guess.
Yeah, right.
Because he looks great and he wrestles great. So, but he's recently got that good build though. I mean, he's always been built pretty good, but I remember a time where he was almost built like Hook or like Danhausen. I feel like a little.
Oh yeah, no. Early in his career, when he was a junior over in Japan, he was under 205-pound guy.
Well, yeah.
So it took a few years for him to put on another 15 pounds and get up to
Speaking
about
of that,
220.
and speaking of Danhausen, I love how they bill him at like 300 pounds.
seven feet tall. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually going to get it. Jody's going to come over.
Nice.
Yeah, finally got some fucking money to put into spending $50 on a fucking pay-per-view, so we're going to hang out and watch it. And yeah, man, now that my knee's better though, we need to start doing some fucking wrestling pre-funks.
Yes. If we get, I don't know when the next show is this way. I mean, I know there's a show in Eugene in a couple of weeks, but other than that, I don't think I've seen Prestige has anything on the horizon.
Well, there's actually a place that's actually out of here. It's like called Radioactive Wrestling.
Oh, okay.
Based out of Tri-Cities, but it's linked to Defy through Migs somehow.
Okay.
So it's pretty lackluster looking, but it's like really cheap, and it's in a couple Sundays. So I think I'm going to make Jody go with me.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
that's probably equivalent to what we got in the Portland area with a Blue Collar Wrestling, which they have shows every Sunday, and they're kind of a ragtag C plus player wrestlers with that was when Joey Ryan was relevant before he got into all that Me Too stuff.
Yeah,
where they brought him in one weekend, and he's doing the dick flip and all that
There's
stuff.
a guy you haven't heard from for fucking ever.
No, once that all Me Too thing happened.
Oh yeah, they canceled the fuck out of him.
Yeah, he disappeared.
I guess he tried to pop up again for a minute, and they were like, "Nope, not happening, dude. Fuck you."
Yeah.
Well, I think he tried to do his bar wrestling again or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think Cornette was bitching about it, or Brian Last, but can't remember where I heard about it. But he did try to pop up again for a second, and they were like, "No, sirree."
Yeah.
But yeah, other shit to talk about. I mean, we haven't really talked about WWE.
No, I mean the biggest storyline coming from there is that Naomi and Sasha putting the titles on Laurinaitis' desk and then walking out and being indefinitely suspended since then.
I have mixed feelings about that because Naomi's a staple in that company. She's good, and she's been around for a long time. But Sasha Banks has got a fucking history of being a pain in the ass.
That's what I've heard.
This isn't even the first time Sasha Banks has done this.
Had a kind of threw a fit or whatever.
Remember, she did this after WrestleMania one year where she vanished, and then there was a big thing where they were like, "Where is she? What's she doing?" And then she popped back up with the blue hair. Remember?
Was that also because of Ronda?
Maybe.
Because this last time was also a Ronda thing, where I guess something I read somewhere is she was build to lose to Ronda at something, and kind of that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And then I don't know how she roped Naomi into it, but then that's when shortly thereafter, that's when they went in and
Well, they might
threw
be
their shit on
fucking
more
pissed,
desk.
dude. Ronda Rousey, fuck that bitch. As far as fucking WWE goes, I don't want to see her in fucking wrestling ever.
Yeah.
She doesn't give a fuck. She's getting a fucking paycheck. She's not fucking very good. I mean, this has got to be, it's Vincent Laurinaitis. Oh, it's great. Fucking, I mean, I'm sure it's out of doubt.
She's a draw. That's about it.
I doubt
She's a
it's
draw
even
for
drawn that much. I really don't. It's not like, I really don't think she's drawing shit. And then on top of that, she's got fucking Rowdy Piper's fucking logos and shit all over her stuff. Like, I really don't. She's talked shit about the fucking business online, been real open about it. She's been real demeaning to a lot of the female wrestlers there. Fuck her. Like, she's rude. If that's the case, I don't understand why they'd walk the fuck out. But the only thing that's keeping me from thinking otherwise is that Sasha's just notoriously a fucking giant pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's probably a little column A, a little column B.
Yeah, I mean, I fucking don't even know why they let Ronda Rousey come back. She fucking left the company and then talked a bunch of shit, sat on her ass, collected a paycheck, got pregnant. Fucking, I mean, I guess Becky did the same thing, and they're probably trying to change the whole dynamic, of things, which is good.
But E-drones fucking love that shit for whatever. They don't care, just like they took Cody in and welcome home and all that stuff. Like they were all talking shit about Cody when he was in AEW, and then the second he came back to WWE, it's like all is hominis dominus, all is good in the world, and it's like you never left kind of thing. You're like,
honestly, man.
Go ahead, yeah.
We can touch base on that, I guess, a bit too. I mean, I don't know what else to say about the Sasha and Naomi thing. It's all kind of confusing to me,
Yeah, it's like, at first I was like, is it a work? And then now
if I was Tony Khan, I wouldn't touch Sasha with the 10-foot pole, but I'd bring Naomi in.
Yeah.
I mean, would you bring Sasha in?
I don't know. Is she gonna do the same shit in another company?
Probably.
Yeah, I mean,
what's up with Charlotte?
I don't think I would.
What's up with Charlotte?
I think her and Andrade got married recently, and so she was written off TV. I think for her and Andrade to get married, go on their honeymoon.
And I know she hasn't been real happy for a long time either.
Right.
That's who I want to see in AEW.
I bet once this contract expires, she's gone.
I think so too. That would be a huge game changer for the women's division in AEW.
Oh, most definitely.
She walks in, they might as well just hand her the goddamn title, though. There's no build, there's no bullshit, there's no CM Punk build. When she walks in, she needs to beat whoever the fuck is the champion, because there's just nobody on that roster. Not fucking, Britt's better on the mic, but she's definitely not better in the ring.
No.
And she's definitely not the draw Charlotte is. You just have her walk in and fucking take the belt at some pay-per-view.
Right.
Yeah, maybe no ands, ifs, or buts, But yeah, I would love to see that too. And Naomi would be great there. She'd be a good, she'd be good in the locker room, good in the ring. She's a good, solid funkadactyl with her big booty.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I was gonna say about Cody though, man. Like, I'm sorry.
Hey, I'm gonna interrupt you just for a second. They got married today.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They just got married today in Mexico. So that's why she's on TV.
You want to talk about a dude that's really not impressing me in AEW? That's Andrade. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I thought he could talk better English when he was in NXT and WWE. Like his speaking has been atrocious.
Well, yeah, he always had what's her face, who I'm surprised is still who re-signed. That's underused still. I can't remember. Zelina Vega. He always had her as
yeah.
That's why he was so good.
Right.
Yeah. She's actually with
I was gonna
Aleister
say-
Black, isn't she?
Yeah, they're married. Yeah.
So shit, once her contract expires, I imagine she'll show up.
Well, she re-signed after Malachi had already signed with WWE. I mean, with AEW.
Mhm.
I'm pretty certain because she got released and then she got rehired after Malachi was already in AEW.
Yeah.
So beats me. But I was gonna say Andrade should be the dude in Death Triangle instead of Pac.
Maybe.
That's what I think. If they're gonna do anything, let him be a part of Death Triangle. Instead
I guess.
Of,
I mean, they're all. I mean, I don't know, man. Even Pac, dude. They're all NXT guys except Brody, which makes it kind of cool.
right.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't know.
So, yeah, not really. Yeah,
I
I'm just trying to think of other ways to book the guy. I guess.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm starting to think Cody made the right choice, though.
I think so too. I mean,
It's kind of crazy because he's a way bigger star. He's made WWE more relevant. He's made it more interesting.
Right.
For sure. So his shit with Rollins has been on par.
and now he's feuding with the Miz.
Yeah. He's still got that fucking cage match with Rollins at Hell in a Cell coming up.
Oh, do they? Okay, I didn't realize.
Yeah,
I forgot. I forgot that didn't happen yet.
I think the Miz might have been a one-off thing.
Okay.
It was a way for them to introduce Rollins back in the mix because Rollins interfered in that match. So
Cody hasn't Cody beat him twice now? I
yeah,
remember.
yeah.
It's like what? I don't get what's the point of having now a Hell in a Cell match.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, that should be a good match though.
No, it should be a good match, but it doesn't make any sense for the
I
storyline.
get what you're
It's
saying.
like,
I get what you're saying.
Cody's beat him twice, so it's like, what's the
No,
fucking point of a third match?
100% get it, man. But it's it'll be a good match. But yeah, I don't know.
Well, there's zero denying that it's not going to be very entertaining in the ring. It just is a head scratcher storyline wise.
Yeah.
I figure if you beat the guy twice, what's the point in a third match?
There was some of that shit going on in AEW too, though, not too long ago, where I can't remember who it was, but I was like, what's the point of a third match?
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't split, there's zero reason for a third match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like if you guys aren't 1v1, one win, one loss versus each other, it's like the third match makes makes zero fucking sense.
Unless you're going like 3 out of 5, I guess. Like whatever.
Yeah, but nobody
that's too much.
Nobody really operates that way unless they legit say, hey, we're doing a 5-match series, blah blah blah. Like Cesaro and Sheamus had a couple years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know. So I'm pretty stoked on the Cody thing, I guess. There's just not much interesting going on with WWE at the moment, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, Roman's got written out of Hell in a Cell, so he's not even affiliated. So your world champion for both shows isn't there. Like, I hate how WWE does that shit.
Yeah, I guess they're trying to make him more like
not going to be there.
They're trying to make him more respected, like Brock is what they're trying to do. But Brock's time was limited because he was Brock.
Right.
Roman should be a full timer,
Yeah.
I guess I heard John Cena's training to come back.
I saw something about that too, that he's gearing up for either, I don't know if it's one last match or one last run.
I hope it's a run. I think he deserves to break Flair's record, especially after Flair's got fucking.
After Flair got.
Speaking of training for one last match, oh boy, fucking. I've never been a Flair guy. I mean, I obviously I'm missing something because a lot of people love him. Never been a Flair.
I've never been a Flair guy either.
I'm a Dusty guy from that era.
He did nothing. Yeah, no, I totally get that. But yeah, Flair, outside of his promos, does nothing for me.
And his promos to me are a lot of the same, like just style and profiling.
if he's doing a Four Horsemen promo, let me rephrase that. If it's a Four Horsemen specific and not the Nature Boy talking about himself, but if he's talking about the Horsemen in altogether, like I loved, any of those promos in those studio
And
shows.
honestly, that's where his shit really was good. Like, I'll give him that.
Right?
Four Horsemen shit was good. But you got to give
Four
credit
Horsemen stuff is great.
to Arn and Tully and fucking JJ and whoever else they had. And even the later Horseman shit was pretty good when they had like Benoit and Malenko and fucking, for fuck's sake, Steve Mongo McMichael.
Yes, you said Steve Mongo. I was about to say, you mean Steve Mongo McMichael? Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, the even those Horseman days were good, man.
Yeah, like I totally agree. Like, but it was
it's not like he doesn't
the Horseman
deserve to
promos.
be. I mean, he's done a lot of great shit, especially NWA days, But
No denying that. But at the same time, we can always be biased and be like, this dude just doesn't move the needle for me.
yeah, I mean, I really feel like I'm missing something though. It's kind of like some bands that really move people, and I'm just like, I don't get it, So I mean, I feel like it's me missing something on that, But I feel like after this recent bullshit and everything coming out, which apparently that surprised a lot of people. For me, I'm like, it just seems like the kind of guy he is.
Yeah, exactly. I wholeheartedly agree with you.
Yeah, and then a bunch of people got fired, and he's still got to keep his fucking job because he's Ric Flair. Like Scott Hall, that fucking ruined Scott Hall.
Right.
Scott Hall is to this day until he passed on, maintained that he was drugged on that plane. And he's pretty honest about his use. So like for me, I feel like that started him down a fucking shitty road.
Right.
Dustin Rhodes got fucking canned out of that. There was a lot of good wrestlers that got fucking shit canned from the Plane Ride from Hell, but fucking not Flair.
Not the old Nate, yeah.
Yeah, and he's kind of the one that did the worst shit. He made a fucking poor flight attendant grab his fucking dick.
Right.
Allegedly. Allegedly. But
and then I was gonna say another WWE tidbit we can touch on. Sorry to kind of cut things off.
No, that's all right.
What I mentioned to you earlier about Money in the Bank going from 65,000 seat Allegiant, however you say that stadium in Vegas, to the MGM Grand, which is where AEW is going to be at this weekend, a 17,000 seater arena. So I'm like, maybe they thought Money in the Bank is a bigger. They want to turn it into maybe the Big Five now.
I don't know that was that the one in Vegas that where the Raiders play out of.
Yeah.
That's a huge arena. So I don't understand why they would even try to put Money in the Bank there, to be honest.
Yeah,
they were talking about
65K. Yeah,
they were talking about having Mania there. So I don't understand why the fuck they would even bother putting Money in the Bank.
I think they want to make Money in the Bank one of the new major pay-per-views. Like, I don't know if they want to phase out Survivor Series, because Survivor Series is a fucking joke now.
Yeah. Well, they
SummerSlam is like,
they don't ever run it how they used to. It used to be great. It's the pay-per-views that they fucked off are shit because they made it shit. Survivor Series used to be a good pay-per-view. King of the Ring used to be a fucking great fucking pay-per-view. They have fucked a lot of their good fucking staple fucking shit up. So
for other stuff like Elimination Chamber, it's like I don't really care about Elimination Chamber. Yeah, there's some good spots in it, but I would rather see something else.
We don't need that every year. They should bring it back for special occasions where you get like 5 good wrestlers in a feud. Who should have the belt? Well, we'll settle this in the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, and then this might sound bad, but is it overkill doing it a men's and a women's? I understand, equality and want to get the girls involved and treat them on a equal playing field as the guys, but I'm like, having one match females, one match males doesn't do. I just want one Elimination Chamber match. That's like the main match of the pay-per-view.
Yeah,
that's the hardest part, and this may make me sound sexist, but it's the hardest part about booking men and women on the card and trying to treat them as equals is it really gets. I think it gets played out. It's like, oh well, we did a men's match. Now we have to do a ladies match. Oh, now we got the
anything,
men's rumble. Now we have the ladies rumble.
just like anything, they should just do what's hot at the time. When it was working is when the women's division was doing really good.
Right.
You had Sasha, Becky, Charlotte, and fucking and Bailey really tearing shit up. You know, where they're really changing the face of wrestling. You know, and you threw chicks like Paige or AJ Lee into that too. You know, and they had some good shit back in the day.
Right.
Now the women's division, they've got the wrestling. The wrestling is better in WWE still, but the matches, the storylines and the builds and the promos, that's not too much better than AEW.
No, they're on an equal playing field, but in the ring, yeah, WWE has better.
I would
better
say, yeah. I'm actually, to be honest with you, I'm always usually more interested to see what Dr. Britt Baker is going to do than anybody on the roster. So maybe AEW is a little more relevant to me.
Yeah.
Because Britt Baker, I am a little more invested, I guess, in the women's division in AEW. Maybe it's because there's not any good women, though. You know,
right? I was gonna say I'm invested when Jamie Hayter's on the screen with Britt. Yeah. I'm a big fan of her ring attire.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, they're still not using Rhea Ripley.
All the way out of them.
They're still barely using Rhea Ripley. They just had her join Edge's thing, so maybe that'll, if they want to make her relevant. I don't know.
When they had her join Edge's pay-per-view squad. Judgment Day.
Yeah, that was pay-per-view squad. That was kind of a good swerve, but it is kind of funny. Like, oh well, we'll cut Edge's hair so he doesn't look so much like Aleister Black. I don't know.
It's such, and then like you said, then you gave it an old WWE pay-per-view name. Like, I get it, you didn't have to go out and trademark anything.
I'm probably going to lose. Yeah, we're down to a minute again.
Oh no.
Yeah,
we can wrap it up real quick.
Yeah, I guess. We're under a minute, so I don't know what else to really say, anyways.
Yeah, you know, not much.
I guess we can
Double or Nothing Sunday.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a better one next week where we talk about what happened at Double or Nothing. I expect a couple swerves.
Yeah, I'm hoping something happens.
Yeah, I expect somebody shows up. Maybe Rusev, somebody. So
Briscoes.
Yeah, I doubt it. I see they're in for the Impact fucking now. So
yeah,
makes me fucking sad. So, all right, man. Well, I'll see you later. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Peace out.
Bye.